Well, today for the first time I finally got my sweaty hands on a 4K 144Hz quantum dot glossy OLED display that can reach 1000 nits of peak brightness. And before you ask, yes, this is now the new best display I've ever wiped my cheeks across. In fact, as much as I've loved the 42-inch LG C2 as a gaming monitor, this display completely wipes the floor with it in terms of color, brightness, and frame rate, making it, at least for me, the far better choice as a gaming and work monitor. But of course, as with everything, there's always a catch, so be sure to watch through the whole video so you can decide whether or not this display will work for you. Now, the display in question is the Samsung S95B, and while this is technically a TV, the performance blows everything else out of the water, as pretty much all LCD monitors on the market are overpriced trash, and recent massive price cuts have made it a far more interesting choice. But as for the specs, this is a 3840 by 2160 144Hz quantum dot glossy OLED display with FreeSync and G-Sync support. In terms of connectivity, it has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 1 coax, 1 Toslink optical digital audio, 1 3.5mm ARC, eARC, Wi-Fi 5, 2 USB-A 2.0, LAN, and an RS-232C. And since it's a TV, it also comes with a 60-watt speaker and remote. Now, it does also come with a stand, but being as it's a 55-inch TV, there's no tilt adjustment, so I highly suggest picking up a rolling TV stand if you plan to use this as a monitor. So as you can tell, for some people, the size is going to be a deal breaker, though I will let you know that if you do have the room for it, regardless of the size, 4K is 4K and it is going to look fantastic. Now, in terms of viewing angles and uniformity, it's actually quite excellent and looks crystal clear thanks to the glossy finish. Thank God it's not that horrible trash matte finish that LG simply refuses to get rid of on its gaming displays. And it also doesn't suffer from the whole red hue that's present on the LG C2 series. But enough about the little details. Spread them wide, because I'm diving face first into the info you've really been waiting for, starting off with the color. Now, I'll just say it, while this TV does look good out of the box, the color accuracy is absolutely horrendous, and the white point is way off, measuring in at over 15,000K. However, thankfully, it has a lot of options to fix that, and fix it I did, which I will have all my settings and ICC profiles for all the displays I calibrate linked below in my Patreon. And after calibration, this display is actually very good and has not only great brightness and vibrancy, but can have pretty good color gamut and volume after tuned to a D65 white point with proper RGB values. And speaking of brightness, it's time to get into the charts. So first, starting off with HDR peak brightness in a 100% window. As you can see here, the S95B quantum dot OLED is coming in as the brightest OLED by far at 211 nits. Now, it's nowhere near the mini LED PG32 UQX or even Odyssey Neo G8. However, that is pretty impressive, and I consider that to be bright enough to do work on your monitor without it being an issue. Now, in terms of the peak brightness in a 10% window, here it's actually very impressive, as not only is it significantly brighter than any other OLED, but on top of that, it actually does come somewhat close to mini LED technology, so very impressive stuff. And in fact, this is on the latest firmware, which should be technically actually a little bit dimmer than what it shipped as. And not only that, this is after calibration, which means that it's yet again even dimmer than it would be if you left it at its stock values. But of course, it's actually color accurate, so much better. Now, moving on to peak brightness in Battlefield 1, here it gets even more impressive, as once again, the brightest OLED, but this time it's actually beating out the Odyssey Neo G8, and the overall scene brightness was definitely a lot higher than something like the LG C1. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the UFO test. Yes, I am finally adding this into my test suite, so thank God we can all rejoice. And as you can see here, there's really no ghosting or trailing at the 144Hz refresh rate. It looks absolutely fantastic and very clear. Now, yes, it's not 100% perfect. It's not an exact screenshot, and those 240Hz OLEDs will probably be a little bit more clear. However, it is looking very, very good at 144Hz. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the total system latency. And once again, that 144Hz is pulling in work here, as this TV was coming in with 33 milliseconds of total system latency, which puts it just a little bit behind other 240Hz options, which is not too bad. I do believe that Samsung has a little tiny bit of extra latency when compared to LG. However, again, 33 milliseconds is very respectable and is good enough definitely to use as a somewhat entry-level competitive display if you're not playing for money. But now let's go ahead and talk about some potential issues. Are there any G-Sync issues? Sort of. So I didn't see any flickering or anything like that. However, if you do unlock to 144Hz, it stops working. I don't know why, but there's also, I've noticed on my panel, this might not be for all panels, but on my panel, I noticed every great once in a while, there'd be some bugginess to the display. It's not often at all. However, it is something to keep in mind when we're talking about an expensive display. And speaking of expensive, not only is this 55 inches, which is definitely going to be a hard sell for a lot of people if you don't have the room. Now, don't get me wrong, if you have the room, the picture quality of this is so much greater than anything else on the market right now that it's definitely worth making the room to use it. However, for a lot of people, that's just not going to be a reality. And it is over $1,000. It's very, very expensive. Now, I got it for $1,280, and for that price, I think it's a steal. However, it is actually typically around $1,600, and it launched at $2,300. The deal that I got was a limited time deal. I don't know if it's coming back. And frankly, at $1,600, when you combine that plus the size, it is going to be a bit of a hard sell over the 42-inch C2 for a lot of people when you can regularly pick that up for less than $1,000. That is a huge savings. And while it is a lower frame rate and lower brightness, and it also has some uniformity issues, again, when you're saving, $800, that's a lot of money. And then the final issue that I want to talk about is that the polarizer on the S95B just isn't the greatest. While it does give you a beautiful glossy image, unfortunately, if there is light in the room, it will somewhat light up the display. Now, the S95C and S90C coming later this year will be using a different polarizer that still will be glossy, that will fix this issue. So if you want the best of the best, it probably will be worth waiting for the S95C and S90C, and on top of that, they will also be brighter once again. However, if I was to give you my thoughts on this, guys, right now, the S95B, especially if you can find it for $1,280, is hands down the best PC gaming display on the market. If you can make room for it, 144Hz Quantum.OLED glossy display looks absolutely fantastic. Getting over 200 nits of brightness is a big improvement over the roughly 150 that you get on the LG C2, and the peak brightness is also much, much higher as well, finally giving you those really wowing, popping HDR images that you could really only get out of mini LED before the S95B became available. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to the party reviewing this display, but again, considering recent price cuts, I do think it is worth taking a look at now as a PC monitor if you have the room for it, because yes, this is the best gaming display in the market, especially if you're looking at 4K. And finally, one other thing I want to mention is that this display at 4K definitely has a lot less issues with the color fringing that you see on the Alienware. In fact, I can't see it whatsoever. I think the extra pixels help quite a bit, but if you are worried about that, once again, I do believe the S95C and S90C will further improve upon this.
Whether you're looking to connect a new console, gaming PC, or just need a fast and reliable HDMI cable to connect over long distances, Rupro has you covered with their Rupro 8K HDMI 2.1 fiber optic cable, available in sizes ranging from 3 to 165 feet, and can deliver a perfect full 48 gigabits per second connection over distances other cables could only dream of reaching. And with 48 gigabits per second of bandwidth, it can easily drive 8K at 60 FPS or 4K at 120 FPS HDR10 video through its ultra-thin, flexible, and durable housing, and it even supports eARC. So if you're in the market for a cable that can drive a beautiful new TV or monitor, be sure to check out Rupro on Amazon today.